We all know that getting things done requires an action habit, and for many of us there's more to be done than there is hours in the day. We also know that seeing our lives more clearly and having better ideas and cultivating a clear mind requires clear mind time. So should we put action first or clear mind time? How do we cultivate a peaceful mind when we're busy? That's what we're going to explore. Sometimes I'm like, always be doing something. There's always something to do, always something to fill our time. Like work we haven't got round to yet, personal development, things we put off like tax returns, mundane things like running the Hoover around. There is plenty to do, and if we use something like the Big Rocks model, we'll get the maximum done. The Big Rocks model imagines our days being like a jar. If we fill it with sand and pebbles first, we won't be able to get the big rocks in because there'll be no space for them. But if we put the big rocks in first, then the sand and the pebbles can fit in the gaps between the big rocks. It's just a metaphor for getting more things done. Keeping going like this and filling the voids is what helps us keep things like the house in good shape and gets things like tax returns done early and out of the way. It's that which makes me more organised than the average bear. Sometimes, however, I'm like, if there's nothing that needs doing right now, do nothing. Why burn effort unnecessarily? Why do stuff that doesn't need doing right now just to stay busy, when you could have quality time just being? After all, it's that quality time which develops what I call presence intelligence. I invariably have my most transformative insights and best ideas from that place of nothing, from that place of just being present. That's when I see clearest who I am and what matters most, where I see the waste in what I've been doing, where I see the opportunities to refocus. It's where I get clear about how I need to be. The thing is, you can't hurry this kind of personal insight. You can't do it to order. You can't time box it. It comes when it comes. All you can do is slow down and create a clearing, to create plenty of clear mind space and time. Is this a paradox? Are we doomed to either being productive or having clear minds? No. I embrace both ideas despite them appearing to be opposites, and it's not the contradiction, the paradox that it might seem. The reason is that I've learned that a functional life is yin-yang in nature. It's opposites in harmony. Not necessarily in balance, certainly not in like a static balance, but in harmony, flowing around each other. Sometimes keeping going and filling the voids is the best way to be. Sometimes doing nothing and being present is the best way to be. Wisdom, for me, isn't deciding that one or the other is right. It's accessing our inner knowing, our felt experience of when it's time to be more of one and more of the other, when it's time to be more yin and when it's time to be more yang, when it's time to be active and when it's time to slow down. Our Western economic culture has historically pushed us to being all yang and no yin. In fact, a lot of materialistic success coaching from the 1980s was all about pushing for the yang and pushing the yin out. It's a self-defeating pattern. But how do you access this wisdom? You access it by slowing down and having the clear mind time first. So here's what I practice for myself. I make sure I have plenty of access to clear mind time, normally in the mornings. But then, once it's time for work, I'm all about the big rocks. As you experiment with this, you're probably going to want tools to help you mitigate the pressure of work, and you can develop those tools by watching this video here. This is Steve, wishing you health and happiness.